The Dick Van Dyke Show. Starring Dick Van Dyke. Rosemary, Maury Amsterdam, Larry Matthews, and Mary Tyler Moore.
Hello, Dick Van Dyke Show friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is KJ Ricardo. Today's episode is a look at my list of the top 5 Richie Petrie moments of Season 2 of the Dick Van Dyke Show. Richie is a great character. He's hilarious. So let's get started. Number 5 is When a Bowling Pin Talks, Listen. The episode begins with Richie watching a kid's television program. He's finding it funny and hilarious. It's about a talking bowling pin. When Rob comes home and he's saying how difficult it is to come up with a new idea, Richie tells him an idea about a talking bowling pin. Rob believes that it's an original idea, and we get the rest of the episode where he takes it to the office and they think it's an original idea, but it's actually not. And so this whole episode is because of Richie and him telling Rob this idea. It's a really great episode. Number 4 is The Night the Roof Fell In. This episode begins with Laura having a very bad day at home. Richie crashed something in the bathroom and he has shaving cream all over himself. It's a great little introduction to the episode.
Richie! Richie! What is going on? Oh, for heaven's sake. Daddy's shaving lotion all over the floor. And spread out! And broken glass. Richie, how many times have I told you to stay out of that medicine cabinet? Now that does it. You go into your room and wash your face and hands. No, don't go in there till I clean up the glass. Get a towel from the kitchen. Just wait till your father comes home, and why doesn't he?
There's the car. He's home now.
It's about time.
Then we get the rest of the episode where Rob and Laura have a very serious fight and everything. So we get that episode. But then towards the very end of the episode, Rob decides to talk to Richie about him and Laura, that they weren't really fighting. They were having a discussion. And then the episode ends with Richie being very hilarious and saying, well, I thought you were going to get mad at me. And I have a clip of this final little scene, and you could see why he thought they would get mad at him.
Richie, you mean you really were afraid that Mommy and I were going to yell at each other?
No, not at each other.
Well, at who then?
At me.
Well, Rich, why would we yell at you?
For breaking your saddle and stirrup shaving lotion yesterday.
That's right. I never did yell at you for that, did I? Forget it, Rich. It's all forgotten and forgiven. Tonight, nothing could make me angry.
Really?
Really.
Good. I got a 20 on my spelling test. You have to sign it.
You got a 20 on your spelling test? Oh, Rich, this lady...
Rob, we promised. No more yelling.
That's right.
Here, Daddy, sign it.
No. First we eat, then we sign.
But no yelling.
No yelling. But a lot of loud discussion.
Number 3 is What's in a Middle Name? Now this episode is pretty great. It focuses a lot on Richie. It's a flashback episode of before Richie was born. But Richie comes in and asks why his middle name is Rosebud. It's a very peculiar middle name. And so we get this flashback episode of when Laura is pregnant with Richie and they're trying to figure out what his middle name should be. And so towards the end of the episode, we get a great scene with Rob explaining why Richie has the name Rosebud. And then the very last scene is with Richie saying, well, I'm going to name my kid Mickey Rat Petrie. And it's because of initials, again, just like his middle name. It's really great.
Daddy?
Yeah, Rich.
Am I gonna be a daddy?
Well, I imagine you will someday.
When I have a baby, can I name him anything I want?
Well, sure you can. Of course, you'll probably want to consult your wife.
Oh, she'll like the name I give the baby.
What name is that, dear?
I just wrote it here.
Oh, let me help you, Rich. Laura.
Mickey Rat Petrie.
Mickey Rat Petrie?
Isn't that good, Daddy?
Well, darling, the Mickey's fine.
Yeah, like Mickey Mantle.
But Rat's not a very popular name, Rich, and it's not very pretty either.
Yes, it is. It's for 3 people I like. Richie, me, Alan, your boss, and Teddy, my teddy bear.
Well, darling, the thought's a wonderful one, but I'm not sure your little boy would like having Rat for a middle name.
But I like Richie, Alan, Teddy.
Well, I'll tell you, Rich, if that's the case, I think maybe I may be able to help you out here. How about Alan, Richie, Teddy, Art?
Well, darling, Art's a nickname.
I like
Well-
Rat better.
Well, then here, let's try another combination. How about Teddy, Alan, Richie? That spells tar.
Honey, that's no kind of a name at all.
Well, it's better than Art. It could be short for Tarzan.
Well, who wants to be named Tarzan?
I don't know, darling.
Art,
At
at
least
least, is a
it's
man's
Art.
name. It's short, I understand that.
Darling,
It has the connotation of...
It's my kid and I like Rat.
Number 2 is Never Name a Duck. This is the very first episode of season 2, and Richie is a prominent character. Now, in this episode, Rob comes home with 2 baby ducks. And Laura doesn't really want the ducks there. She knows that the ducks may not always be around, and Richie immediately clings to the ducks. He has a strong bond with the ducks. He loves them. They grow up, and one of the ducks gets sick. And so we get a great scene with Rob taking the duck to the vet. But it turns out that the duck needs to be with other ducks. And so Rob takes him away from Richie, and we get a really nice scene where Richie's very sad. It's pretty great.
Rob!
Daddy! Where's Daddy?
Rob, where's the duck?
Well, hold on, you two. Just give me a minute, I'll tell you about Stanley.
Well, Rob, is he all right?
Where is he? I want Stanley.
Sit down, Rich. Rich, you know, Stanley was a very sick duck.
Oh, Rob, no.
Where is he?
Rich, you've heard the expression, like a duck out of water?
Daddy, is he dead?
No, Rich, he's alive. But he's alive because now he's a duck in water. Rich, I put Stanley in the lake.
You put Stanley in a lake!
Well, you see, Rich...
But that's not fair. He's my duck, not yours, and I want him back. Go get him, Daddy.
I can't, Rich. Now, if you just listen to Daddy for 1 minute.
No, I want you to get my duck away.
Only because he can't live here anymore, Rich.
Well, if he can't, then I don't want to live here either.
Ricky, where are you going?
To live with Stanley.
So he is going to move out. He's packing up his stuff, and he's going to go live with this duck. Then Rob explains the whole situation to Richie and how ducks really need to be with other ducks. It's a nice episode. But my number 1 pick is A Bird in the Head Hurts. This episode is completely focused on Richie. Richie comes in and he's crying and screaming and saying, he hit me in the head, he hit me in the head, he bit me in the head. And Laura's like, what is going on? And she's like, you don't believe me. And it's actually a bird. I have a clip of this scene so you can see for yourself.
Mommy!
Richie, what is it? What happened?
He bit me in the head! He bit me in the head!
Who did?
He did! Right here!
Richie, I don't see anything. Who bit you? Are you sure you're not making this
No,
up?
Mommy, he bit me in the head!
Now, Richie.
Tell Daddy to come home and kill him!
All right, dear. Now,
He
Richie,
bit me in the
just
head!
Richie, please.
He bit me in the
Richie.
head!
Now, just calm down and tell me all about it.
You don't believe me! He bit me in the head! And you don't believe me!
Richie? Who bit you in the head?
So it all turns out that it's this woodpecker that is biting and hitting Richie in the head. And so Rob pretends that he kills the bird, but it doesn't work out. The bird is still there. He's still biting and hitting Richie in the head. And so it all comes down where the whole situation is this woodpecker wants Richie's hair to build a nest. And so that's why he was biting Richie. And so it all works out at the very end, but it's a very hilarious episode featuring Richie. That's it. That's all I have for you. I think Richie is a great character on the Dick Van Dyke Show. He's very hilarious, very cute. He does have his moments where he cries, but that's just being a kid. He's a great kid. And so I really love watching him in scenes where he is included on the show. Let me know what your favorite moment is, and I'll be happy to read that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time with another video. And remember to always laugh often.